The vast and unforgiving ocean holds countless tales of adventure and peril, but few are as baffling as the story of the Mary Celeste. This American merchant brigantine has haunted the imaginations of mariners and landlubbers alike since its eerie discovery in 1872. Imagine, if you will, a fully equipped vessel sailing serenely under a clear sky, yet completely devoid of life. On December 4th, the Dei Gratia, a Canadian brigantine, encountered the Mary Celeste adrift and eerily silent in the North Atlantic. The ship was seaworthy, provisioned for months, and with her cargo untouched. But the crew, including the captain, his wife, and their young daughter, had vanished without a trace. The Mary Celeste presented a scene that defied explanation. The ship's log documented a course that was normal until its abrupt end a week before. There was no sign of struggle, no distress signals, and most curiously, no lifeboat. The mystery of the Mary Celeste endures to this day, a testament to the sea's power to both sustain and swallow the stories of those who dare to traverse its vastness. The Dei Gratia, under the command of Captain David Morehouse, was making good time on her passage from New York to Genoa. It was a bright December morning, the sea relatively calm, when the lookout sighted a vessel some miles distant, its sails askew, moving erratically as if adrift.
Recognizing the vessel as the Mary Celeste, I ordered a boarding party. I knew Captain Briggs, the Mary Celeste's captain, and we had dined together in New York just days before our respective departures.
As the boarding party drew alongside, the silence from the Mary Celeste was unsettling. There was no sign of life on deck, no reply to their hails. The ship looked to be in reasonable order, though slightly disheveled, as if she had been through rough weather. The boarding party, led by the Dei Gratia's first mate, cautiously made their way onto the deck of the Mary Celeste. The ship's only lifeboat was missing, but the davits were still in place, suggesting it had been lowered properly, not torn away by a storm. Below deck, the scene was even more perplexing. The cargo hold was dry, the cargo of industrial alcohol undisturbed. The galley was well stocked, and personal belongings lay undisturbed in the crew's quarters. The ship's log, found in the captain's cabin, would prove to be one of the most perplexing pieces of the puzzle. The last entry, dated 9 days earlier, placed the Mary Celeste some 400 miles from their current location, but offered no explanation for the missing crew. The immediate suspicion, as with any maritime disappearance, fell upon piracy. The seas, even in 1872, were not entirely safe, and stories of plundered ships and vanished crews were part of seafaring lore.
However, the state of the Mary Celeste cast doubt on this theory. Pirates were after loot, yet the Mary Celeste's valuable cargo of industrial alcohol remained untouched. Furthermore, pirates were known for their brutality. Had they overtaken the Mary Celeste, it seemed unlikely they would have left the ship and its contents largely undisturbed. A struggle would have ensued, leaving signs of violence and destruction. The meticulous order of the ship's logbook further challenged the piracy theory. Pirates were unlikely to be so tidy in their work, leaving behind a meticulously kept record of the ship's journey.
The lack of any signs of a struggle, the untouched cargo, and the undisturbed logbook all pointed away from piracy as a plausible explanation. The Mary Celeste seemed to have surrendered her crew to the sea without a fight, leaving behind a silent vessel filled with unanswered questions. Another theory put forward was that of mutiny. Had the crew, for reasons unknown, turned on their captain and officers, seizing control of the Mary Celeste in a desperate act of rebellion?
While mutiny has fueled many a maritime tale, the evidence again seemed to contradict this explanation. I was known as a fair and capable seaman, and my crew was considered to be experienced and reliable. The ship's articles, a document outlining the crew's responsibilities and conduct, revealed no history of discontent or disciplinary issues. The voyage had been, by all accounts, uneventful until the mysterious disappearance. Furthermore, if the crew had mutinied, what became of them? They would have needed a vessel of their own to escape. While they could have taken the lifeboat, it was unlikely to have survived long in the open ocean.
The mutiny theory, while tempting in its narrative possibilities, ultimately lacked the necessary evidence to make it a convincing explanation for the fate of the Mary Celeste. The ship remained an enigma, its secrets locked within its wooden hull. One of the more intriguing theories centers around the Mary Celeste's cargo of denatured alcohol.
Could this volatile substance have played a role in the crew's disappearance? Denatured alcohol, while poisonous to drink, is highly flammable.
It is possible that fumes from the cargo, perhaps leaking from damaged barrels, could have filled the hold, creating a risk of explosion. Imagine the fear that might have gripped Captain Briggs and his crew if they believed their ship was on the verge of being engulfed in flames.
They might have felt compelled to abandon ship in haste, seeking refuge in their lifeboat. However, the cargo hold was found completely intact, with no evidence of fire or explosion.
If the crew had abandoned ship fearing an explosion, they did so prematurely, leaving behind a perfectly seaworthy vessel. This theory, while offering a plausible explanation for the crew's hasty departure, relies on speculation and circumstantial evidence.
The true nature of the threat, if any, posed by the alcohol cargo remains as elusive as the fate of the Mary Celeste's crew.
The vastness of the ocean is a constant reminder of the power of nature. Could the crew of the Mary Celeste have fallen victim to a sudden, catastrophic event? Waterspouts, towering columns of water and wind, are a known hazard in the region where the Mary Celeste was sailing. These swirling vortexes can capsize ships or tear them apart with terrifying force. Another possibility is a sudden and violent seaquake. While less common, these underwater earthquakes can generate powerful waves capable of swamping a vessel without warning. However, if a waterspout or seaquake had struck the Mary Celeste, it seems likely that the ship itself would have borne the brunt of the damage. Yet, the vessel was found largely intact, suggesting it had not endured a catastrophic event. While natural disasters offer a tempting explanation, the lack of significant damage to the Mary Celeste suggests that the answer to this maritime enigma lies elsewhere. The sea, it seems, had swallowed its secrets, leaving behind only speculation and unanswered questions.
Could a simple miscalculation, an error in judgment, have led to the abandonment of the Mary Celeste? Captain Briggs was an experienced navigator, but even the most seasoned sailor is not immune to mistakes.
Perhaps a misreading of the ship's instruments, combined with poor visibility, led him to believe they were in imminent danger. Imagine the pressure, the weight of responsibility that would have rested on Captain Briggs's shoulders as he made decisions that affected the lives of his crew and his family.
Under such duress, even a small error could have had catastrophic consequences. Perhaps he believed the ship was foundering, taking on water faster than they could pump it out. Or maybe he feared they were heading for a collision with unseen rocks or shoals.
Whatever the reason, if Captain Briggs ordered an evacuation, he would have done so believing it was the only way to save his crew. But the lack of any obvious danger, the seaworthiness of the Mary Celeste, makes this theory, like the others, difficult to prove.
The Mary Celeste, with its shroud of mystery, has inevitably attracted its share of more outlandish theories. From the depths of the ocean, stories arise of sea monsters and krakens, colossal creatures capable of dragging ships and their crews to watery graves. Others whisper of extraterrestrial intervention, of alien abductors plucking the crew from the deck in a beam of light, leaving no trace of their presence.
While these theories capture the imagination, they lack any basis in evidence. The Mary Celeste, for all its mysteries, remains a tangible object, subject to the laws of physics and the realities of maritime history. Sea monsters and alien abductions, while providing fodder for fantastical tales, offer little insight into the real-life drama that unfolded on that seemingly ordinary December day.
The truth of the Mary Celeste, we must assume, lies within the realm of the possible, however improbable it may seem.
One of the more plausible theories, and one that aligns with the evidence, or lack thereof, involves a possible misinterpretation of a natural phenomenon. The Mary Celeste, like many ships of its era, had a double hull. This design provided added buoyancy and protection, but also created a space between the hulls where water could collect.
It's possible that a leak, perhaps caused by storm damage or wear and tear, allowed seawater to seep into this space. The crew, unaware of the true nature of the leak, may have believed the ship was taking on water rapidly and in danger of sinking.
Imagine the panic that would have set in as they heard the water rushing into the space below, unable to see the source of the leak or assess the true danger. In their minds, the ship was doomed. Captain Briggs, faced with what he perceived as an imminent threat, may have ordered the crew to abandon ship, believing their only chance of survival lay in the relative safety of the lifeboat.
This theory, while speculative, offers a compelling explanation for the crew's hasty and seemingly irrational decision to abandon a perfectly seaworthy vessel. It highlights the power of perception and the unforgiving of the sea, where even the smallest miscalculation can have tragic consequences. And so, the Mary Celeste sails on, not across the waves, but through the annals of maritime history, forever a ghost ship locked in a silent journey. The true fate of her crew, the reason for their sudden and inexplicable disappearance, remains as elusive as ever. The Mary Celeste, salvaged and sold after its discovery, continued its journey under new ownership. It sailed for another 13 years, a silent testament to the mystery it held before meeting an ironic end, wrecked off the coast of Haiti in 1885. The Mary Celeste serves as a haunting reminder of the sea's enduring power to both captivate and confound. It is a story that continues to fascinate, to inspire debate and speculation, ensuring that this maritime enigma will continue to sail the seas of our imagination for generations to come.